favorite bits. Where is she? So there's a woman in the back. She's wearing a turquoise sweater. She's hiding. She's the choir director for this church here, and a very dear friend of mine. She is one of the most lovely people that I know. She also does healing. She integrates healing into her choir, and also does it off-site. And she and I have done a couple of master classes together, hopefully planning another one on the healing natures of music, healing nature of music. And I just wanted to share with a couple of you some tidbits about music, specifically classical music, because a lot of people don't know that classical music, it integrates both sides of the brain and for more efficient learning. A lot of people know that it's relaxing and that it's calming and all of those things, but it actually improves test scores and raises IQ up to 9 points. It also it calms hyperactivity in children and adults. It helps to heal the body faster, up to 40%. So if you had a wound, there would be the potential of healing 40% faster if you're listening to classical music. Isn't that amazing? It also raises the immune system, which I'm hoping it will help you because I'm trying to get over a cold. Lowers blood pressure, lowers heart rate. It speeds up bone marrow production. And it also is used in a couple different ways, very interestingly. In Britain, they were having some problems with crime in some of the railway stations, and they started playing classical music. And the crime, it was actually proven that the crime went down significantly. And in Germany, there's a sewage plant that uses classical music, specifically Mozart, but they play other things too. That they've proven that it breaks down the waste fast. That's true. So if you think about that, it's amazing. I mean, we've only scratched the surface with this. And speaking of Europe, I would like to sing this wonderful song called Wien, du Stadt meiner Träume. And it's translated as Vienna, the city of my dreams. And I know somebody in the back row named Helen, who's also a dear friend, and I hope that she can follow along. She's German, and I'm hoping that she will appreciate this version.
Mein Herz und mein Sinn stets
The other day, my husband told me that I need to add more silliness into my life. So we had been thinking of ways to portray this beautiful piece in a different way. And one thing I really wanted to share was that the woman who wrote this piece, Edith Piaf, she actually, there's an interesting story about her life that I wanted to share with you. So she was born in the early 1900s to two young people who were like circus performers, basically, street performers. She was abandoned at birth by her mother, and her father, who was 18 at the time, tried to support her and raise her, but he just couldn't do that and try to make a living and everything. So he decided he was going to go and join the French army, and he dumped her off at his mother's place. His mother ran a brothel. So she basically was raised by prostitutes, and when she was about 14 or 15, she started performing out on the street and singing, and she wanted to be a showgirl. She was really petite, she was like 4'11". In the course of her performing, and she had a series of failed relationships and health issues, and she was like a raging alcoholic and on painkillers because she had gotten into car accidents, and it was just like one thing after another for her. And she had written a couple of these beautiful kind of torch songs, I guess you could call them. And she didn't think they were very good, so she just kind of stuck them in a drawer, and she was like, they're not very good. And about a year later, she brought this one out, La Vie en Rose, and she was like, well, it's okay, but maybe I'll sing it at the nightclub or whatever. And it actually became one of the most well-known and beloved pieces of this century. She actually ended up dying at age 47 of liver failure, I think. And I think she was like 60, she got down to 60 pounds at this point because she was just so sick. And when she died, there were tens of thousands of people that just flooded the streets of Paris, and they came to her funeral. And it was the first time since World War I, and the only time, that traffic in Paris came to a complete stop, which is kind of interesting. That she had such a rough time in life, but she gave us these beautiful, beautiful songs. So you never know what your idea of mediocre efforts can actually lead to down the road. La vie en rose. But I need to go do the costume change. My communist husband. It's not real.
Appartient
Need a really big dollar for this song.
Every morning together for the most part, and I never knew who he was, and then we started talking about music, and he sings with the New England Tenors, and they were planning on doing a benefit concert here in Newburyport last fall, and I ran into him again there, and we've been chatting, and hopefully we can do some more pieces, some more singing opportunities together. And he's a wonderful performer. Please welcome Damien Cork.
poem shedding season.
Yeah, I know.
A little more Gershwin? For the people?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent.
Things have come to a pretty pass. Our romance is growing flat. For you like this and the other, while I prefer this and that.
Goodness knows what the end will bring. Oh, I don't know where I'm at. It looks as though we two will never be one. Something
Must be done. I say either and you say either. I say neither and you say neither. Either, either, neither, neither. Let's call the whole thing off.
You like potato and I like potato. You say tomato and I say tomato. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off.
But oh, if we call the whole thing off, then we must part.
And oh, if we ever part, then that might break my heart. So if you like pajamas and I like pajamas,
I'll wear pajamas, toss out my pajamas. So we know we need each other, so we better call the calling off. Let's call the whole thing off. So the show's going pretty well. I was wondering if maybe afterwards we could go down by the waterfront for some lobster. What do you think?
Lobster, really?
Yeah, lobster.
I am not going anywhere with you if you can pronounce it lobster.
Ah.
It's lobster.
I can guarantee you I'm never gonna say lobster.
What are we gonna do?
It's just too weird. I think we can give them a little laughter before the show starts.
Good idea.
you say laughter and I say laughter. You say after and I say after. Laughter, laughter, after, after. Let's call the whole thing off.
Now I like Havana while you like Havana. I eat bananas and you eat bananas. Havana, Havana, bananas, bananas. Let's call the whole thing off. But oh, if we call the whole thing off, then we must part.
And oh, if we ever part, then that would break my heart.
So if you go for oysters and I go for oysters,
I'll order oysters and cancel the oysters.
for we know we need each other, so we better call the calling off. Let's call the whole thing off.
This one is one of my favorites. I think you'll all agree when I'm done. Because he has this amazing cameo.
To lead When I was growing up, my older brother and I, when we were younger, my mother was here today. She came all the way from Connecticut to see me. She started a catering business out of her home. And she was practicing on different dishes. Some of them were really good. And some of them, the dog wouldn't even eat them. So this one's to you, Mom.
There's a lady living somewhere. Where it is, I do not know. But I long to write and tell her that I love her so. I believe I might do mayhem. Yes, I might destroy myself if I ever found her missing from my grocer's shelf. Sara Lee, Sara Lee, your brioche just fractures me. Give me a taste of your cherry Danish. I love my mother, but you can't compare
Sorry, Mom.
her to Sara Lee. Sara Lee. There's no H, just Sara Lee, and that's okay, baby. 'Cause I'm living in paradise, where they're nibbling her apple spice from the kitchens of the one I love, wonderful Sara Lee.
Sara
And it goes
Lee.
back to my soul
Sara Lee.
when I did her finger roll.
How I love
No,
that
goodness sake,
Sara.
there's never been a better banana cake. 'Cause a militant works at the Hilton. He caters banquets, and at each affair he'll swear by.
Sara Lee.
I know just what you mean.
Sara Lee.
I